Do some readings, do some card pulls, set some intentions for the year. What are you guys? Good morning. What are you guys all drinking? Got my Celsius. I know it's so bad for me. I am. How are you, Nicole? Good morning. How's your New Year? How's everybody's New Year's? If you stop for a minute, take a look around. This thing going here. So I thought we'd do readings, getting the vibes up here, and talk about our intentions, talk about how. Oh, thanks, Nick. I wish you could stick around longer. I feel like you and I miss each other all the time. I finally caught you live the other day, which was kind of cool. You know, sometimes that's good. We did nothing on New Year's Day. Yeah. We were both so tired. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I ended up with a nasty cold within an hour of me getting off work to be off for work for 2 weeks. Within an hour, I had like horrible sore throat and a fever, and I was sick for a couple days. But I hosted Christmas Eve, had no voice by Christmas Eve evening. It was crazy. Good morning, Roxanne. And I still don't have my voice 100% back. And now we're just listening to a little Jamie McIntyre, getting the vibes up. Oh, see, I heard a lot of people were sick over the holidays, which sucks because, like, it's when we actually have time to be with our families and to chill. Oh, no, Brittany, let me, like, spray that kid down with some Lysol. I'll be wearing a mask in my own house, be like, cool, don't touch me, get off me. So how's everybody doing? Let's get the shares and the likes up and all that. I figured we'd do some readings today. Got my candle lit. Do some readings. We'll pull some cards. Oh, here I'll get my crown. I'll get my crown on. Kids are germy, man. I have a pretty good immune system, I will say, because I teach children. I teach dance, and these kids always want to hug me. So, which is probably why I ended up sick like an hour after I got off work. Just filthy kids. All right, so let's tap the screen. Let's share out the live. I've got one person over here in YouTube land, it looks like. New Year's was low key. Hey, we'd love that. You had to go. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You know, when I'm old, I'm probably going to be that person just like, go big or go home. I'm going to go on a big day. Right? Ever get traction on Instagram? No, I have 0 in there. And I think part of that too is because I go through StreamYard, Nikki, so I can do all my platforms at once, except TikTok, of course. And for whatever reason, Instagram is always like a 15-second delay, if not more. I've never actually timed it. Hi, Squirrel. How are you? I'm doing well. So, I'm doing streaming across. Oh, hey, Jen. I use StreamYard, which is a software that allows me to go live on multiple platforms. So I do. Good morning, Michelle. So I do YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all in one place. But even then with Instagram, because they don't, for whatever reason, I don't know what their rules are on Instagram, but for whatever reason, I have to create the live over in Instagram separate, copy some sort of stream key over into the software. So I've got 2 screens up plus this, which is really awesome when you're as ADD as I am. So I got to pay attention to 2 cameras. I can actually adjust this. So I try to line up the camera to make it look like I'm talking, at least in the general vicinity. So yeah. excuse me. So how's everybody doing? All right. So it's 2025. We're going to talk about, gosh, we're going to talk about setting intentions and manifesting. Thank you, Justice. Thank you. And good morning, Paula. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, make sure you guys are following my other platforms also, especially if TikTok goes, away. And my friend Carrie. Oh, cool. And welcome, Crystal. Crystal Sisters. So my friend Carrie actually has gone through an app called Mighty. You do, Paula. It's his duet with Donna, who pops into my live sometimes, by the way. He'll pop in and say hi sometimes. Hi, Lillian. Good morning. Happy New Year. Now, I keep getting, this is going to be a bad ADD day. Bad ADD. Actually, I caught Jamie McIntyre live yesterday. He was on a couple of times. All right, so show of hands. Who does New Year's resolutions? Ruthie! Oh my goodness. Oh, safe travels to you, Nick. Safe travels. I love Savannah. Why is my husband texting me right now? I have do not disturb on, and he's trying to bypass. Oh my goodness. Angry typing commences. So let's talk about, I'm doing all right. We're going to talk today about resolutions, setting yourself up for success. We're talking about setting intentions, all the good things. Yeah. I love having to remind him every freaking Thursday that I'm doing this. Good morning, Daniel. I'll see naked. Ooh, I love that. I love that for you, Jen. Okay, so anybody else just give up doing resolutions like years ago? I used to have a book. Like I had a book that I filled. I like a journal. I don't know that I feel like it's New Year yet. To me, it'll feel like a new year when I go back to work. Which, if we get snow, like they're talking crazy snow here in Indiana, if we get crazy snow Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I may not go back to work for a while because I have surgery on Tuesday. So I just blow my nose. Sorry, guys, I gotta blow my nose. Goodness. All right. I got better. All right. So back in the day, I used to have a journal that every year for years I wrote in the journal what my intentions were. See, I like that, Ruthie. I am more of the let's celebrate being a slug through winter. That's more my speed. And then come spring, I'm like, yes. Michelle over in Facebook says, not a resolution, but intentions to be the best version of self. Sorry, I've got a kinker sore on my tongue. So I'm talking funny. Not a resolution, but intentions to be the best version of self and help those I'm meant to, as well as receive what makes for me. What is made for me. Yes. I'm with you that for you. Oh my goodness. Today's not the day for talking, apparently. You're right. Can't plant seeds in frozen ground. You're right. I think it's important, though, especially with the energy of 2025, being a number 9 year is to really do a lot of deep dive, like what's working, what's not. What are we finishing? What are we closing chapters on? And reflected on what I've worked on in 24. Didn't make new resolutions this year. And actually, you know what? That's okay, because sometimes our goals take time. Spirit told me last night, small steps lead to big changes. You are not wrong, girl. Kelly, hi, my gorgeous cousin. Happy New Year. Your cousin is texting me, dumping problems on me that I cannot solve right now, because I've been going live literally every Thursday at this exact time. It's like his brain knows the exact time that I'm busy and cannot do anything. And that's when he's like, oh my God, we have an emergency. Like, no, we don't. Nothing's an emergency. Focusing on small steps this year, 2 small goals that will inevitably change my life. Yes, good for you. Well, hi, Tara. Hello, hello. I was just talking about how we're supposed to get like 12 inches of snow or some garbage like that here in Westfield, or in like our area of Indiana. Learning to say no. Yes, Christy Shop. Go. Yes. Married 30. I'm 35, married at 18, never worked. Don't have a driver's license. Oh my gosh. I'd say this is the time to get on that. Oof, oof. Yeah. Uh-oh, don't be mad, Daniel. No, don't be mad. And I appreciate that. You always keep me company while I'm ready for my 10 hours. Aw, glad I could keep you company, Allison. And hi, Kelly, over in the YouTubes. Hello, my friend, my gorgeous friend. Happy New Year. And I see Paradox Witch is popping in. Hello. All my friends are coming in. So yeah, I decided maybe like 5 years ago to not set resolutions. Yeah. Yes, Paula, we are our own worst critic. And what sucks is a lot of times we're our own worst critic, but also we're hearing the tapes of what other people have said about themselves. And then we've put those expectations on ourselves. That was a channeled message just now. I've never actually thought about that. Interesting. Or if I have, I'm just old and I forgot. Hi, Neva. Welcome. I'm going to be going to a place called Nevis. Yes, we need to share the live. Get the live shared out. I'm going to start doing some readings. I'm so excited to see you too, Kelly. And you are correct. High pressure makes pearls. So I think maybe, I'm closing a lot of chapters this year. Yes, Corey, because my last 2 years, my theme has been authenticity and being true to myself. And it took probably every bit of that 2 years for me to start really owning that. And even now, I have to find a balance between being authentic and being socially appropriate without destroying the world around me. Yeah. Nicole, take a class. You take one class from me. Another person, Peaceful Nick. I think she even has free classes. Some of her classes are free. Take a class. Anybody who takes my class meets their spirit guides like the first day. You meet your guides the first day. And maybe it's not that you need to hear spirit. Maybe you just need to feel spirit. Maybe you need to understand spirit. Maybe you need to smell spirit. There's so many ways you can connect to spirit. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Esmeralda. This is my Outlander inspired, or Ireland, Scotland inspired crown. Yes, exactly, Mac the Knight. You got to not overthink it. Spirit is so close to us. It's definitely on my to-do list. You should. And I don't have any classes. I don't have my class schedule up yet. Oh, I have an itch. I'm going to be teaching again in February with my surgery next week. And then I'm going to be out of town a week. It didn't make any sense for me to try to cram in. Thank you, Esmeralda. it didn't make any sense to try to cram in classes in January. Plus, I think some adjustments have to be made because my schedule at the studio has changed. So I've got to make a few changes, few tweaks. And it might mean that, yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Daniel, for saying that. I'm like, but why is that so vivid? What's the meaning? That's my problem. And it's not a bad thing to be discerning. I think one thing that I pride myself on teaching in my classes is discernment. It's asking the hard questions. It's asking for more clarity. It's asking for confirmation. And Spirit's here for it. Thank you, Tracy, for saying that. It means a lot. I know you've been in a number of my classes. Been very busy and haven't been able to make it to classes. Maybe February will be looking better. I am finding I'm in withdrawal now. I'm in withdrawal. I miss my students already, and I know that I'm not going to be able to do anything until February. But I also know January is going to fly by because I've got so much going on. And also, for those of you who are local, I'm going to be at Camp Chesterfield on the platform in the chapel this Saturday in the service. So they've got the psychic fair from like 10 to 1 and then chapels at 1. So hopefully I'll see some of my local people. The first 2 letters of authenticity is AU, aka if you're an element gold. Yes, Kelly. Yes, gold. And gold is kind of trending right now. Have I ever heard or seen something like that? Wait, what am I? Hold on, let me go back. Angel numbers all the time. Okay, when I was a little, I chased the ball, and when I looked out the window, it was a lizard man. I ran. I'd be interested to know. Well, it could have been ET. It could have been one of your spirit guides that just looks kind of like that. And good morning, Kim. All right. So, and thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, today we're just talking about what's your resolution? What is your focus? Okay. So, a couple of years ago, before I came up with oh, look, there I am. That was weird. You saw me shuffle. Kelly, it's your fairy godmother. Before I even came up with this deck, but it also inspired the card. See if I can find it. It's right here. I had decided I was going to be my authentic self. Like I was tired of trying to be somebody else. I was tired of trying to fit the mold. I was tired of trying to be what everybody else needed to be to make everybody else feel comfortable. Right? And ooh, Kelly, I love me some silver too. Mm-hmm. And so when I decided to make my cards, authenticity, I knew had to be one. And I chose like the disco theme because I was born in the 1970s. And stepping into my 50s, I was like, this is exhausting trying to please everybody else, trying to do everything for everybody else. Now, granted, I'm a mom, and moms will do this. We will take our wild selves. We will take that side of ourselves that we would never want our children to see, and we bury it until they're like 18. And then all of a sudden we start acting ourselves. And then they're like, oh my God, who are you? You've changed. We're like, nope, just re-emerging. Thank you very much. Yes, Kim. But so this is probably one of my favorite cards, being authentic. So if you're not sure what you should be focusing on in this new year, choose a theme. Authenticity worked well for me for a couple of years. And I feel like, I don't know. You know what? I have not chosen a word this year. I feel like authenticity has become habit for me now. Exactly, Princess. Why should you be uncomfortable? Why should it be uncomfortable to suit everybody else's comfort level? I love the the creator, Elise Myers, like she was on my FYP all the time, but then she kind of like faded away. I'm sure she's still there, just TikTok's not blessing her with views. Exactly, your mom's self, right? Right. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Crystal Sisters. Um, um, but one of the things that she said was, and I don't know, I doubt this originated with her, but she's like, if I'm a lot, if I'm too much, go find less. And I really stepped into that. I really stepped into that mantra of, you know what, go find less. You know what's interesting? I'm going to tell you guys this. Many of you who've been following me for a while know that I did not have a good relationship with my dad. The story of my dad's death is insanity. And I felt like Spirit did me a favor. It was insane. I feel like that's so common for women in relationships. We have so much and can get lost. Yes, we can. We lose ourselves. We lose our true authenticity and our true identity. It happens. And I have not seen or heard from stepmom number 2 out of 4. With a potential, there was a fiance to be number 5, stepmom. And something told me a few days ago just to reach out to her. I've had maybe like 2 conversations with this woman. And she's probably married to my dad longer than any of the other wives. And we both have places to be, so it's a limited time opportunity. But I feel like this, I had never had any interest or any desire, not because I don't like her, I just didn't know her, to reach out. And I feel like this is me closing a chapter. And this is the beginning of me closing a chapter in a number of books. You know how you get a whole bunch of books and you try to read them all at once and just whatever in your mood for that day, that's what you read. I feel like for the last 10 years, that's what I've been doing, and it's time for me to close some chapters. And we're starting with that. Hi, Heather. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So we're talking about intentions. All right. So what does it mean if, let's pull a couple cards. What does it mean? I need to figure out what's my theme going to be. Okay. So let's go through these cards because it worked out really well to be authenticity the last couple of years. Experience. This is also one that I chose. Experience was something. Oh, thanks, Daniel, for reminding me that I'm a hot mess. Thank you. Experience. This is saying yes. This is about saying yes. And I will say, Spirit, over and over and over and over again, has consistently come through for their loved ones. Has consistently come through for their loved ones, saying, you can't take stuff with you. It's not about the material things anymore. And when someone passes, they'll say, take a piece of me, keep a little piece of me with you to experience the world. I want to continue to experience life with you from Spirit. And I know that might sound crazy, but this is what our loved ones do. They continue on learning with us. And if you set these intentions of like, I want to go on more trips, they're gonna be like, game on. They're gonna be bringing you opportunities to do that. Your mom said that to you. See? Yeah. They'll say, don't worry about keeping all my stuff. Thank you all for sharing, by the way, in the TikTok world and in the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram world. Make sure you guys are sharing out the live. Make sure you guys are sharing it out. I feel like I have good messages. I feel like I provide good content. I'm going to get out there more. I'm going to have my own show. I'm going to be just like John Edwards, have my own show. So experience in the new year, understanding and experiencing the world around us as a human. And yeah, because as spirit, we can experience things as well. But what a gift we have to experience life as a human being, to go through the anxiety of TSA check, um, and the feeling of getting on a plane and being airborne, experiencing these things as a human, or getting on a bus for the first time, getting on a train and going across the country, getting in your car and going to the next town over to go to a different restaurant. That can be just as exciting as going to another country. It can be just as valuable. Um, Experiencing life tonight. So today, oh my goodness. So I'm having a moment right now. So I just told you I'm going to be meeting with my stepmom number 2. And then tonight, I am going to a new bookstore one town over called Chapters that my friend out of nowhere invited me to that I'd never heard of. So go, Spirit, go. Go, Spirit, go. All right. What other card? What's another card that we could have as a possibility? I know, isn't that crazy? Like I literally have not thought about this woman in a long time, and in the conversations I had, she was adorable and so nice, and I couldn't figure out why in the world my dad would be with her, or she would be with my dad, I should say, because he didn't deserve her. And I'm hoping that maybe I can help be a way for her to close a chapter also. I have a feeling that might be more it, because I think I gave up my dad a long time ago. I already grieved that. But something tells me, as the ex-wife number 3, she probably did not get to grieve. I bet not. No, I know I didn't reach out to her when my dad died. I didn't really reach out to anybody because I didn't like him. I was like, praise Jesus. Is that terrible? It's terrible. So yeah, I'm going to someplace called Chapters, literally called Chapters today. What the heck? Thank you for the roses, Crystal Sisters. What's another thing we could go on? Ascend. Ooh, okay. Let's talk about this in 2025. How can we ascend? So with 2025 being, I fully believe we are in the full swing of Age of Aquarius. Okay, I fully believe that. Where in 2025, with it being a year number 9. Thank you, Heather, for saying that. Thank you. It's not terrible. No one has your experience. No one needs to judge. That is not terrible. You're allowed to have your feelings regarding a traumatic relationship. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, Kelly. And welcome, Lynn. So how in 2025, when it is a year of endings, think about that. It's a year of endings. We're closing chapters. I'm literally going to a bookstore called Chapters. Oh, crap. 2 birthdays today. I need to make a note. Okay, Daniel, I give. Yep, you're right. I'm a total squirrel today. Daniel can call it, man. He knows my vibe. He knows my vibe so well. There's 2 important birthdays today. 3 technically, because my grandma, but she's been in spirit for a long time. Happy birthday, Grandma. So anyway, as we're closing chapters, as we are saying goodbye to those things that are not authentically us experiences. Oh, this is going to be a fun little game. How are we going to build on this today? How do we ascend? Honestly, I believe that as we start, just like a hot air balloon, and believe me, I'm full of hot air, just like a hot air balloon. When you detach the ropes that are holding it down, you go higher. Detach the sandbags. Okay. You're going to ascend, literally, physically going to ascend. Okay, you're going to go up, 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 and up. And I fully believe experiences, whether it's, again, going to that new bookstore, going to that new restaurant, or even, you know what? If it's a financial issue and you're like, I'm not spending any money, cool. Go to a new park and take a walk. Go to a cemetery, walk up to a random headstone and imagine what their life was like. You air fryer. Daniel, you crack me up, buddy. You know, why limit your experiences to, oh, but I can't because I can't afford it? Yes, you can. You can experience all kinds of things. Maybe you go find that the random paint that you forgot about that's in your house that your kids used like 100 years ago. Maybe revive them and create something new. Maybe you invite a friend to go do something new and exciting. You're like, hey, I want to do something, but I don't know what to do today. What do you want to go do? It has to cost $0. Go experience things. Go experience things. And as we experience, we find out more of what we do and don't like, which goes back to authenticity. We figure out what we do and don't like. We are experiencing, and as a result, we're growing energetically and we're ascending. You know, Dolores Cannon talks a lot about the 5D world, right? That we're going to ascend, and Earth is, Earth is a living being in and of itself. I've never bought into that there's going to be a whole extra Earth that forms randomly, and the good people are going to go to it and the bad people are going to stay behind. I've never bought into that because it feels very Revelations to me. But I do see how when we are being authentic, when we are striving to meet our purpose, even if we don't know our purpose, if we are living authentically and trying to experience, you are correct, Princess. You cannot. Princess, for those of you in the other platforms, Princess on TikTok says, I've been trying to help some family ascend and finally realized I can't do it for them, not your job. And you know what? Maybe it's not their path. That's the other thing we have to understand. And this comes with grace and understanding that we might have clarity. We might see things. We might understand what we need to be doing. And sometimes people will say things. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you. People might say things and you're just like, why would you say that? It could be so low vibration, but to them, they're saying something profound and it's their truth. How do you help them? Offer another perspective very respectfully and move on. That's all we can do. As a Queen of Wands, I am really good at leading and setting an example and understanding that at any given time, the whole world's eyes could be watching me. It's not true. I know that. But there's always somebody watching. Because about the time I say something dumb, there's like 500 people come out of the woodwork to tell me I was wrong. But nobody's there to praise me for the things I say well and do well. Yeah. Not getting that flood of attention. So let's see, what else? What's another good one? Let me pull. Oh, hey, Roxanne. I know. Well, I'm hoping more people will show up. We've got a whole whopping 26 in the TikTok. We've got 2 in Instagram. I see Lucas has joined. And I've got a whole 5 between the other 2 platforms. You can't find a good walkway. Yep. So let's see. What's another card? What's another good theme idea? Vibration. Oh, it's all reading like a book. Vibration. So with vibration, I feel like as we ascend, just reading like, I love this. As we ascend, because of our experiences and stepping into our authenticity, right? Thanks, Crystal Sisters Emporium. Also, if you love these cards, they are for sale on my website, and there's 2 free gifts with it. Um, the vibration as you ascend, as you expand, as you experience. And this is why I'm convinced that not just the US government, but like I think government in general, people in power in general, like to keep people uneducated and less experienced and with a lid on them, because then they can soar and they can have all the power themselves and have control, and then keep everyone else below them vibrationally, where they have no hope, they have no view of the future, they don't experience things, they don't get to educate themselves because it gives them a leg up. Not understanding that there's plenty of wealth, there's more than enough wealth to go around the world, more than enough food, more than enough everything. And there's no reason for us to all hoard it and control it. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. You get 2 free gifts with them right now. And a cute little note from me too. Okay. But with vibration, the more you experience, the more you're authentic, the more you're and ascend, the more you're going to align with people in your own vibration, right? So if you don't like the people you're hanging out with all the time, maybe consider ascending, being more authentic. And what I find that this year, as people step into their authenticity, if people step into really truly going to the disco and dancing up there, doing whatever dance they need to do, right? People are going to be drawn to you that vibrate with you. So if you don't like the crowd you're around, you might need to change crowds. You might need to do things that bring you joy. Wait, here we go. Experience things that bring you joy to raise your vibration, so you can be more authentic. And then you are going to start being around different people. And the thing is, you may not even realize that there are people in your life that disappear. You know, it could be you're like constantly seeing this person or hanging out with this person, and one day you just quit hanging out because you start doing other things. Maybe your attention is drawn elsewhere. Is that because they're bad? No, you're just on different paths now. You know, I need an artist to do this for me. I need someone to do this for me so I can laminate it. I'm going to show you what this is. I haven't done this in a long time. People who have seen me in person are going to be like, uh-oh, I know what she's about to do. Because I do this for a lot of my clients. So I look at life as like a music staff, vibration, frequency. Okay. And each note that we can play is like a path we can walk on. All right. And sometimes we have really, really low notes. Now, what happens is whatever frequency, you guys are going to crack up, we are on is where we're going to see people. Okay, so if I'm playing this note, these are the people that I'm going to see. Okay. See, I'm glad I'm making sense to you, Jamie. I appreciate you saying that. These are the people you're going to see. Have you ever noticed, and I know I've told this story over and over again, but there were people in my life that I didn't block from social media, even though I just can't stand seeing their stuff. But I knew that if their stuff was popping up on my FYP or on my page or in my algorithm, whatever, that I needed to do a vibe check. That's how I started my whole video journey, was actually on YouTube doing something called daily vibe check. Because what I would do is there was one person in particular that if she pops up on any of my feeds or she comes in with a hey girl, hey, I know I need a vibe check because that means I'm down here. Or she's having a crazy high and I just need to wait it out and she'll go away on her own. Okay. But this is truly so. Wait, there's more. So if I am tired of seeing that crowd because I realize this is not where I'm going now, I want to ascend. Oh, I forgot to do my little sunshine. So the idea is that we're always vibing up here where there's sun and there's no one obstructing our view. But when we're here, we can't see above the ceiling. We can't see into the next floor up. We can't see it. We can't vibrate with it. It is fully insulated. It is stone walls. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so when we are here, we can't see things, but sometimes we come along and there's a ladder. And we could choose to go up that ladder to the next vibration. That ladder can be a husky video of yelling huskies that makes you laugh. Yeah. Thanks, princess. I'm telling you, I need to get this like professionally done with some sort of like little pieces that I can add as magnets or something. Like I got to figure this out. Wouldn't that be cute? For my instead of redrawing it every time I explain it. So what happens is a lot of times we go to ascend. We're like, oh my God, look at that. I'm going to go to Ireland. I'm going to go learn this new modality. I'm going to do something. Okay. I'm going to raise my vibration and I'm going to find new friends. Okay. And meet new people and have new experiences. So we make the choice to climb the ladder. How many times, or even health wise, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do things that make me feel good. Right? There's always that one person. There's always that one person. And it's usually the one that we love the most that keeps us down, that either blocks the ladder or does something to prevent. That's hilarious, Daniel. You're killing me over here. Another thing that people will do, and I've seen this in spiritual TikTok world, by the way, spiritual TikTok world, every single one of you that watches a number of creators are going to be like, yes, this is true. How many people have aligned with really great mediums? Okay. I'm going up the ladder. That person down here says, but I need help. I need help. I need help. Never come down the ladder to give that person a boost, because they will step on your head and they will shut the door behind them. Because some people aren't in it for the authenticity. They're not in it to do the right thing. They're in it to get the views. They're in it to get the recognition. They're in it to get the crowd. Okay. So never, ever come back down a ladder to help boost someone up. Offer them a hand. Once you're already up here, offer them opportunities. Offer them a hand. But you don't have to get down in the trenches with them. Okay. I am all about providing tools, resources, but I'm not doing the work for you. I'm not doing the work for you. And there's plenty of space in this world for spiritual people. There's no need for that. Right? So the idea is we're walking up here. Eventually we ascend and we keep climbing those ladders to get up here and be with people who are living authentically, have ascended, have have done all the positive things. Thank you, Heather. Okay. Thank you, Kelly. You're awesome. You are too, my friend. Say more about don't help them. I could say so much. I could say so much. It's not about not helping people. I think it's important to help people, but not at your own expense, to the point in a negative way. Helping should help us grow. Yeah. Hi, Elvis. Um, Helping should help us grow too. If helping depletes us and debilitates us, that is not a good way to help. Okay. Because then we just become a martyr or a victim. Okay. And we're human. We're going to go through that, by the way. Sometimes we don't realize that we're doing it until it's already done. All right. Let's see here. What's another card? What's another vibe we could choose for 2025? Harmony. Ooh, I love this. Now, I will say that there's a point where if you are, harmony, music, harmony, spirits on fire today. We're talking about music and the vibration and climbing and ascending and experiencing and then harmony. Correct, Allison. Allison over in Instagram says helping should help us grow. Yes. Lucas, quit asking me that. Lucas keeps asking me if I'm going to come to Switzerland. I don't know, my friend. Matt he never plans things in a timely fashion, ever. Sometimes he'll completely change our entire trip. Like when I went to Ireland, we were supposed to actually be going to the Caribbean. We're supposed to go to, I forget, Grand Cayman. And he was like, you want to go to Ireland instead? So you stop asking because it's just not, I won't even know until we're like headed there almost. Helping should help us grow. That is such a good point. Absolutely, Amy. Also, hi, Amy. Good to see you. So I think it's cool that we're talking about music and I pulled a harmony card. Yeah. Oh, very cool, Nicole. You're right. And I'm all about my vibration and numbers. So how do we find harmony in 2025? How are we finding harmony? Yeah, exactly, Daniel. It is. You're so right, Kim. It is hard. To climbing the ladder is hard when someone keeps knocking it out from under you, especially when they're also trying to use you and use your energy. I call them energy vampires. But how do we create this harmony in 2025? How do we continue to be authentic, experience new things to help us grow and ascend? How do we raise our vibration and create harmony in our life? Yeah, it's all about balance. And it's so easy to say the words, by the way. Super easy just to be like, just balance. Just balance. Take that ladder out behind him. Well, and I feel like we almost need a lifeguard, our spirit team, to be like, you know how like on a water slide, they're like, no, you can't go till this person, and then they wait till that's cleared, and then once the person at the end of the water slide, spirit's on fire with analogies today. Get the kid, and then they're like, okay, now you can go. But if they go too soon, if they're on the heels, then they're just going to crash and cause a problem anyway. That's right. Get away from those people that are knocking over the ladder. How do you get to that when you feel stuck in a relationship that's toxic? Get out of the relationship. I know it is so easy to say with words. But once you take the first step to be authentically you. So this I tell this story a lot too, but I don't think I've told it in a long time. My husband and I separated a long time ago. No, not that long. I mean, like 6, 7, before we bought this house, so about 7 years ago. Because I was tired of trying to live and be somebody else. to appease everybody else. He didn't really like who I was, but I also didn't like it. And so I finally was just like, okay, well, here's the thing. I'm good at mediumship, and I feel like spirit wants me to do this. And if you don't like it, then I can't do anything about that. So I guess I'll just go elsewhere. I want you to be happy. I assume you want me to be happy. I need to be authentic. I need to be authentic to who I am and what I'm doing. And so we separated. I moved out. Go to Mystic Mind Designs, Jenny Christine. Mystic Mind, MYNE. Mystic Mind Designs. She's here on TikTok, so that you could go to her link. But she has an Etsy store, but I can't remember what the Etsy store is called. It may not be Mystic Mind. Balance. I'm a Pisces, but I like playing with the fire, literally. Well, yeah. I also like to play with fire, being the Leo. I am the fire. I bring the fire. I cause the fire. I burn houses down. And it took time. It took enough times of me burning myself to start realizing, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't act that way. I know you are, Lucas, moving. I'm excited for you. Can't wait to see all the pictures. So in regards to relationships, what I have found, this is what I have found. If you step into your authenticity, either they will evolve, because my husband, once I finally was like, I guess we're done because I'm going to be this person, he was suddenly reminded of the person he fell in love with. That wild, not wild, I shouldn't say wild. I was never wild, but like that untamed, do what I want. I'm an adult, so why shouldn't I do what I want? And started living true to myself, not by harming others, not at all. I was still a good mom, still going to work, still doing all things. I didn't go off the deep end and do dumb things. I just started living authentically. I was doing more readings. I was developing. I was getting closer to spirit. And I wouldn't say I was necessarily a free spirit, though. I'm really not. I'm not like a la, 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 la. But I'm very independent, fiercely independent. And I became dependent on him. And that was sucking the life out of my soul. And I fully believe that once I started becoming my true authentic self, and I was like, you're no longer vibrating with me. I can't be in this. And got out, he realized just how much he needed to work. He made the changes. I had been making the changes and growing all along. And then so we went to counseling. We're going on 27 years in March. He refused to grow with me, and that's okay, but it brought me down. Yes. So, and that's what I did for years. For the first 20 years of our marriage, I just placated to him. And now I don't. And now we live in a whole different house and drive different, like our entire lives are completely different. Bull riding, beer drinking. Yep. Yeah. I've never been that, because I had a kid at 21 years old. See, I'm glad I could. And this is why I think it's important for me to talk about these things too, Jamie. Jamie says it's like you're narrating the last 4 years of my life. And I find that the more we talk about it, the more we realize people are also going through this. There are other people going through this, not just us. And yeah, but I was fully resolved. Like, I'd gone to a lawyer. I was fully resolved. I wasn't angry. That's just key. I wasn't even angry. It was what it was. And I was done. I energetically disconnected. Absolutely, you could coexist if there's acceptance. Absolutely. As long as you're able to be yourself, without any kind of harm. This con was amazing. I'm bummed I have to leave. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. We can just watch the rest later. I mean, I am talking about your cousin. But you've already heard this story. I told you guys this story back down in Santa Fe. Yes, and it is exhausting. It will age you. You will become sick. You'll be sick a lot. You'll have headaches. Your back will hurt. Your knees will hurt because you're going in the wrong direction. Yeah. See, Jenny Christine? Exactly. Exactly. It's not that you are mad at him or don't like him, just you don't vibe anymore. Just not the person that brings you joy, that helps you ascend. And once you start living that authentic self life, they might step in and go, oh my gosh, you are actually amazing and I'm a fool. It took me literally walking out, like leaving. It took me packing and leaving because he's a visual guy. And once all my stuff was gone and I was living in another apartment, yeah. Ah, I appreciate that. I love that. So living authentically, but by no means am I telling you guys to go out and divorce your people. Absolutely not. Live authentically. And once you do that, things will actually start balancing out in harmony on their own. All right, let's see. What's another one? What's another 20? When he was dying, I was experiencing that with my husband when he was diagnosed with cancer and I lost him. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. First of all, I'm so sorry for your loss. But I'm glad you were there for him in the end. Oh, you're welcome, Princess. I'm glad I could offer something for you all. You have a beautiful day too. And Happy New Year. All right, let's see. Do you believe life stages change what and how you can do things differently? Yes. I think our life path number, I think it's important to understand the numerology and the alignment of planets because that to me is energy, right? I think it's important to understand who you are. And I believe that when we move into different decades, we do a lot of reflection. You know, when we have hormone changes, when we have health changes, we have life experiences that change our perspective on things. Absolutely. Life stages change what and how we can do things differently. Yeah. You're welcome, Shelley. What's another card we could do that we could focus on? What's another good theme for 2025? What do you, okay. So far, Spirit has brought us in order authenticity, experience. Oh, I love this song. Ascend, vibration, and harmony, all in that order. Let's see what's new. Yes, thank you, Roxanne. Please keep sharing this live out. If I'm hitting the chords with you all, you know I'm going to hit them with somebody else. Share the live with someone else who might need a little boost for going into this. Hi, Leanne. It does stink getting old, but also it's a blessing to get old because that means you lived long enough to get old. Nourish. How do we nourish ourselves? How many of you are going into 2025 with those intentions of exercise more, eat better, make better choices about what we're putting in our bodies? I also fully believe that nourishing is mind, body, and spirit, not just body. How do we take care of ourselves? How do we make this body last longer? Speaking of age, how do we make our body last longer? How do we nourish ourselves to give ourselves the energy to sustain all the changes that we hope are going to come our way? How you have to nourish yourself, mind, body, spirit, self-care. Yes. I'm so glad you're enjoying these messages, Crystal Sisters. High protein, fresh meat. Yes, Daniel. That's one thing I noticed because I've been on medication now for a couple of years. It's helped me lose. I don't know if y'all remember me. Daniel, you would remember me because you've been around since day one. I look very different now than I did when I first came on TikTok. I look very different. Um, yes, more water, meditation, grounding exercises, movements, movement. Our physical body needs to move. You know, as a dance teacher, as a dancer, I had to study Luigi. Luigi is one of the founding fathers of jazz dance, right? He came up with this entire technique that we all learned across the world back in the 70s and 80s. And he developed this. He was a dancer already, but he developed this entire warm up and this whole theory. His theory was never stop moving. And his warm up, his 45-minute warm up program, literally never stopped. Yeah, I have. I've lost 45 pounds, Daniel. And I've gotten better at the filters. Now I've just started taking care of myself better. I went through a mourning period. I went through a few of them, a few big changes. So I look very different now, but also, yeah, for me, it's high protein. It is water. And yes, I have my Celsius once a day, but that's the only caffeine I really drink through the day is that. And I still drink wine because wine is the fruit of the gods. Very cool, Lucas. I can't wait to see what the surprise is. My buddy Lucas is over on Instagram. He says he's got a big surprise coming for me. And yes, you know what, Jen? Butterfly, Jen. Yes, you're right. Forgiveness is huge. Forgiveness is a huge thing that we can do in 2025. I've learned when one is happy, the soul truly grows. It's true. Also, when we adopt the mantra that everything will be okay, everything will be okay. It might take longer. You might have to go through some bad things. But what I've found is even when bad things are happening around me now, it's not that I disassociate or detach. I'm like, wow, I wonder what the lesson is in this right now. And if I come from it that direction, I can get less emotionally dragged down. I can think more clearly. I can react more clearly. And I can be there and hold space for other people who might need it more than me in those situations. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying, Kelly. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. You keep saying and never mind. I don't even know what you're saying. I love you. I adore you. Amen. I'm glad I saw you on. I need your message today. We all struggle, and listening to this has been encouraging. Thank you, Amy, for saying that. I appreciate you coming again today. Oh, I know that you made it back home, Lucas. You had jet lag too. Okay, I like that method. I live by that mantra. Thank you, Grandma. Oh, I love it. Agreed. Very encouraging. I'm trying to keep up on your comments, you guys. So nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and soul. So how do you nourish yourself spiritually? What can you do? Now, we all know I'm a squirrel and I don't meditate well. But I do spend time talking to spirit. I talk to spirit in my house like they're people in my house. I talk to Mr. Barker, the ghost in my house that used to own this property. He shows up sometimes. I feel him around and be like, what's up? And I will never, people call him like by his first name. I feel like that was not it. You can't do that. Hi, Carla. Yes, stay grateful. Engage with spirit. Some days you wake up and you're like, look at me, I woke up. And that might be the only accomplished thing that you get done that day is that you woke up, and that is okay. Going for walks in nature, beach, taking mindful showers. Yes, show gratitude. All amazing things, Heather. Oh, that's awesome, Lucas. Well, I knew you were coming back next December. I did know that. And since they're coming too, we'll do something fun together. How's that? Maybe we'll do a party. Would that be all right? Okay. Sometimes I think they're tired. Oh, they're never tired of hearing us. Will you adopt me? Yes. Yes, I'll adopt you. Picture them. Yeah. So like, I will say, Dr. Mike will eye roll me sometimes. My guides do eye roll me sometimes. Hi, Yessie. Hello, my beautiful friend. So we're talking about Yessie. I've been pulling cards for this, but it's turned into kind of a collective thing. I still have a whole hour left, so I'm gonna probably do a reading here at some point. But I feel like, we've been pulling cards to kind of talk about themes of things that we can do in 2025, with it being a year number 9, where we have a lot of endings. Expect a lot of endings. Expect a lot of chapters to close. And that could mean just finding closure. Today, I'm having lunch with my stepmom number 2 that I haven't seen in so many. I could adopt people. I'm ready to adopt people. Let's come. I got a big house. Come on over. I have my adoptive family. I have my spirit family. I love them all dearly. Nicole's like, yes. She's like, I'm moving into the wine room. I got plenty of room in my house to adopt all of you. So the last card was nourish. How are we nourishing? Also, hey guys, keep sharing the live. We only have 50 shares. That's what this is. That's what I keep thinking I'm going to change rooms because it kind of echoes in here and it bugs me. But if I've got a dance studio in my house. It's just a bedroom that I had when the house was built by somebody else. It was a workout room and there were mirrors in there. So I put flooring in there. So it's my dance studio. And then both of my kids have moved out. I've got 2 empty bedrooms and a guest room because when we moved in, we had all these kids. Does that mean that I need to close out my hatred of the people that stole my inheritance? Yes, Carla. Yep. Never thought that was a wine room, but had thought it was a pretty office. Oh, yeah. Here, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me get this out of the way. I've got my gala stuff up there, but it's a wine room. I've got oak barrel flooring on the floor. I got all my wine glasses up here. The refrigerator is supposed to go here, but they made it a funky size, and I can't find a refrigerator to fit there, which is fine. I have a refrigerator in the bar that's outside. We've changed music. This is not Jamie McIntyre anymore. Who is it? Matt Cooper. He's also from Ireland. Let's go back to Galway Town. It is great in this wine room. Yeah, I've got a loft upstairs. It's like a craft room is where I keep all our art. And that's carpeted and even has a blackboard wall, like a chalkboard wall. And it's a really cool space, but I have to clean it up. Kim's ready to move in. She's going to come take care of the dogs. But anyway, how do we nourish ourselves going into 2025? Spiritually, we talked about going for walks, meditating if that's your thing. And hey, you better believe I could use some help over here, get my stuff organized. But hello from Ireland. Oh, how funny. I literally just put my Irish music back on. That's funny. Do you follow Jamie McIntyre? I think you were in here before and I may have been talking about Jamie McIntyre. So good evening. Oldie Bear. Did I say that right? Did you clean your dance floor in your house? I have not cleaned it yet, Lucas, but the room is still clean. The room is still clean. I have the supplies in my. I'm waiting on more supplies to come to be able to clean it the right way. And it's 11:11. All right. Okay. So let's see. What's the next card? What's the next thing we're focusing on? So we've nourished. Oh, wait. Let's finish talking about nourishment. So we're nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, because we're getting in harmony in 2025. So body, we're going to exercise more. Honest to God, exercise does not mean go to the gym. It could be take a dance class. It could be go online and find free classes on YouTube. It could be spiritual movement, meaning like just turn on music that I'm doing quite well. I was talking about going back to Ireland actually a little bit ago, so it's funny you popped in. And movement, turning on music you like and just having a kitchen dance party, that raises your vibration, which helps your ascension, which it does all the things, all the cards we've pulled so far, right? Going for walks, Angel, you're on it. Yes. And breath work. I saw you were putting some other stuff in there too. Breath work. And yes, listen to the megahertz music. Sometimes I'll do that before readings. If I'm like kind of crazy around the house and I know I have a reading coming up, I'll come down in here and I'll turn on like energy cleansing, positive vibration, megahertz music. You can find on Spotify, YouTube, free. You can find it free places. You've been working out at home. Nice. My husband goes to the gym like 7 days a week practically. If he's not in the gym, he's at least going for a run. That's how I always joke. I'm like, that is how he solves all the world's problems. See, if I lived in Ireland, I would hike too. I live in Indiana. It's flat. I have to drive at least an hour to go someplace where it's hilly, where I can get some good hiking in. But also I'm having knee surgery on Tuesday, so I will not be hiking anytime soon. Oh, look, you guys went a whole hour and 15 minutes before the first person came in asking for a hamburger without reading the room. So, hey, Allie, you're going to get muted just for 5 seconds to take your comment down. Not because welcome, because I'm not doing readings right at this moment. But also we don't want scammers to find you. Okay. Just so you know. Look at me. Yessie. I didn't even say anything sarcastic. That was mean. I'm in Kentucky, about 10 minutes from the Red River Gorge. After surgery, be glad to take you. Oh, that would be awesome. I don't know where the Red River Gorge is. Where's that in comparison to Louisville? Because I know where Louisville is. Louisville. And I go to Louisville several times a year. Mostly for the bourbon. Central to Eastern Kentucky. Okay. Yeah, see, that's just it. I still have to drive a long way to be able to go someplace to go hiking. I used to ride bikes a lot, but even then it's just boring. Like, just boring. All right. So what else? What else are we doing here? Let's see what the next card is. What else is Spirit asking us to focus on? Oh, I forgot. Squirrel again. So we talked about nourishing our bodies, nourishing our spirit. How do we nourish our mind? For me, I'm actually reading books. I made that commitment over the summer last year. Even if they're just like A Court of Thorn and Roses, like smutty books, spicy books, whatever, like still reading, but I'm actually reading more of my spiritual books. I am spending more time educating myself on things. I'm learning more about dance stuff that I need to know about to help make sure my students are growing and learning and all that. Understay on the BVIs. Can't stay long, but happy. Jenny sent me to the live. Welcome, Carolyn. I'm glad you're here. And thank you, Yessie, for sharing and encouraging people to share. Listen, I don't charge anything for readings here. Lucas, make yourself think in general. Books are a great way to do that. Don't be stagnant mentality. Yes, mentally. Exactly. Do things that, even if it's, even if it's pull a card every day and read it. Okay. So nourish your soul in a sacred garden where nature's symphony of flowers, butterflies, and the fae harmonize with your spiritual journey, bringing peace, joy, and profound interconnection. Look, I just read something for the day, right? So welcome in, everybody. I see Butterfly Jen made the switch from on over. And hi, Jesse. I see you over here on Instagram. Hi, Brianna. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody. We're pulling some cards to see what Spirit's trying to give us in way of a guidebook on how to get through the year. Things that we should focus on through the year. We've talked about nourishing our bodies, minds, and our spirits. And you know what? Here's the thing. People can think that watching a screen is bad, right? No. How many of you just are walking away from this going, wow, I have something now to consider. I have now something to put in my back pocket and think about today, right? Hello, don't worry, be happy. Happy New Year. You know, how many of you are, hello to you in Germany, another amazing country. I've been to Germany a number of times. I love it there. If I could convince my husband to move anywhere overseas, it'd be Germany. I love France. I do love France. And I love Ireland. I've not been to Scotland yet. But he loves Germany. Good morning, Tori, over there on the YouTube. All right, so let's see what's our next phase. Nourish took up a lot right there. That was a lot of messages. Let's see what Spirit got to say for the next one. What's our next focus here? After we're done nourishing our bodies, mind, body, and spirit, we have forgiveness. I find this interesting because Amy, in the other three platforms, people have brought up forgiveness a number of times. And that's the card that's coming up now, forgiveness. Inner peace arises from forgiving oneself and others, a soulful dance towards compassion, releasing burdens for serene grace. Honest to goodness, it took a lot of forgiving in my life. And, you know, even my dad's a good example. I had to forgive him. Even in his death, I had to forgive him. So you had a fairy godmother in your pocket. Kelly, you crack me up. I set that aside. I always think of you when I see this, by the way. Stationed in Würzburg, Germany. Lots of fun. Yes, Roxanne. I literally did a journal entry on guilt and forgiveness last night. Spirit is amazing. Yes, Spirit is amazing. And, you know, I had to forgive my dad. That doesn't excuse a damn thing he did to me. It doesn't excuse any of his behavior. But forgiveness, yes, forgiveness is an art. It's complex. Bam, you nailed it. I'm still working on it. I know I need to forgive some people. And I believe that 2025 is now vibrationally when majority of us are going to be ready to do that. Number 9, 2025, add up the numbers, numerology, number 9. And actually, I wonder if I've got my little book here. Let me look this up really quick. The number 9. Yes, forgiving yourself. Self-forgiveness is huge. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And when we know better, we do better. But then how many of you carry the shame with you, like baggage of the past decisions you've made? Even though now you know they're wrong and you've done everything you can, how do you forgive yourself? How many of you carry that like a fucking coat? Forgiveness is for you, not the person that needs forgiving. Yes, exactly, Michelle. I have 9 as my path of destiny. Oh, woo. So you're learning how to end things, Tori. Ooh, that's like one of your life purposes, is learning how to gracefully get through that. See? All of you are like, what? Yep. Yep. It's one thing to forgive other people, but really how do you forgive yourself? How do you forgive the inner child? I was a mean big sister. I was mean. Like if I were my brothers, I wouldn't talk to me either. Except we're now old and they should be beyond it, but they still don't talk to me. I was mean and I was delusional about a lot of things, but I was also abused. I was also uneducated. And my parents were 16 when they had me. So I didn't exactly have the best examples, right? Um, and oh, see, Carolyn, I'm in the hate mode towards my big sister, serious hate. And who feels that hate, you or her? That was probably a hard lesson for me to learn. Is carrying that anger and hate only made me ill, only made me tired. Like even my brothers who haven't spoken to me in like an 8 or 9 years now, I don't hate them. I honestly, knowing what I know about them now, I don't think we'd be friends at all. I would not like them. But I had to forgive myself for the mean sister that I was. But I also look at the history of our family on both my mom and dad's side. My mom and dad both were like the outcasts, and they did not have good sibling relationships. We had no example of how to be good siblings. And I had part of my forgiveness for myself was understanding that I was doing exactly what I was raised to do, even if it was inadvertent. My dad was very much a divide and conquer kind of person too. Like he would tell me things like, "Oh, I just feel so bad. You're going to grow up and have such a terrible life because your voice is too low, and you talk just like your mom, and she's not a good person." Like he would say that stuff to me, but I had to forgive not only him but for myself for believing things. So forgiveness truly is a personal thing. Michelle Olivier, Happy New Year and hello from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Well, welcome, Michelle. Welcome in. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you. It's a really amazing TikTok filter that makes me look 20 years younger than what I am. But thank you. You know, I'm sorry that I went through it as well because no child should have to go through what I went through or that my brothers went through. But it's got me exactly where I am. So it is what it is. I was born in a year 9 with a life path 7. Ooh, so you're an overachiever learning how to end things appropriately. My whole life is ending cycles, not only for self, but generations. Yes. See, me too, Michelle Holt. Me too. Plus, I will be 45 this year. Feels like a huge year of endings. It's a huge year of endings because it's a year number 9, which I'm going to go back to this, by the way. Let me find my numerology things here. If you're ever interested in learning tarot, like on your own, and you want to like deep dive in the meanings of this is an old book. It's called Tarot Plain and Simple. It's probably the best book ever. And I have a lot of books on tarot. This is awesome. And highly recommend. Like you could tell, like I have tabs because there's so many things in here. They're all labeled. All right, so let's read about the number 9. Vibrationally, in numerology, and in tarot as well. As the final state, the final single digit number, 9 represents the end of a cycle or phase of life and the preparation for entering a new phase of existence. Age of Aquarius. Yeah. 9 signifies the final integration of the previous 8 stages of the cycle. Think about it. What have we been going through the last 8 years? Okay, let's look at America. The last 8 years have been 2 election cycles. And we're about to go through more changes, right? Let's look at your own personal last 8 years. What have you been through the last 8 years? Okay. Look at the ebbs and flows. Okay. 9 refers to completion, perfection, purification, giving, detachment, attainment, transition, conclusion, termination, ending, compassion, loss of aspect of one's life. Ooh, who needed to hear that? Someone watching needed to hear that. Like that gave me the tingles. The world will never be the same, Mac tonight. You are correct. Ooh, loss of an aspect of one's life to make way for a new cycle. I needed to finish that sentence. Clearing the decks, finishing matters, forgiveness, charity. We were talking about all these things a little bit ago. Teaching, counseling, selfless giving, brotherhood, humanitarian ideals, release and letting go. In astrology, the 9th harmonic relates to wisdom, ideals, and spiritual knowledge. The major arcana cards corresponding to the 9 are the Hermit and the Moon. Astrologically, the number 9 is frequently associated with Mars. So, woo! 2025, numerologically, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So we are in year number 9. Okay. So, Michelle over in Facebook, I'm just like, we're just talking kind of general. But we're talking about our intentions. And so please listen. So, and of course, if I do get anything for you, of course I can be like, oh my God, but also do you understand? Da, 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 da. So hang tight. You never know. I do that. Sometimes anybody in between the TikTok world and all the other platforms I'm on right now, know that if I feel spirit move in, I will do it. Us Virgos are going to go through it. Yeah, you are, because you do not like confrontation. You like to you like your spreadsheets, you like to pre-plan, and you do not like things to be unearthed. Status quo. And Leos, on the other hand, we set everything on fire. So we tend to blow things up anyway. Oh yeah, Lucas. I'm sorry, Lucas. I started to read that and I missed it. Ask, how long is the surgery? My surgery, it's not going to be like maybe more than an hour. And I go home afterwards. Yep. I did not know that about you, Lucas. Me just having trouble letting it happen as always. Yeah, we just got to let things happen. And how do we? Understood. Got it. Oh, I'm so glad, Crystal Sisters, that you're in meniscus repair. Yeah, my surgery's on Tuesday. Of course, we're supposed to get 12 inches of snow Sunday and Monday. So we'll see. All right, what's the next card? What is the next card? So we've talked about nourishing. We were talking about forgiving. All the things that happen around a number 9. Yeah, where are you ish located, Brianna? Oh, Missouri. Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to get a bunch of snow. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you saying that. I'm sure it's going to be fine. Rookie numbers. Wait, where are you, Mac? Heather twice, same knee. Make sure to baby it. Don't rush it. See, that's my fear because I teach dance and I plan on going back like a week later. Michigan. Yeah, you're right. 12 inches rookie because you get the lake effect snow up there. I'm in central Indiana where we're Interstate 70s tends to divide what gets good and bad weather. And we're like right on the cusp of that. Heather, I'm in Indiana. I'm in central Indiana. I am your neighbor and I come to Michigan a lot, actually. Well, no, once a year I come to Michigan. I come to Detroit. Took my first step when I had knee surgery. Ugh! See, damn it. I'm like, here I am like, well, I could on crutches just go into the studio the next day. I've been off for 2 weeks. Hi, Lorenda. I've been off work for 2 weeks now because of the studio being closed for the holidays, and now we have another week off, and my body's like, it goes back to nourishing. I have to tap dance. I have to dance. I have to move. I have to keep doing things. So I promise I'll be good. No, I can't promise that because it's been injured this whole time, and that's how I injured it. Winter baby and don't like snow. See, I don't mind snow as long as it's not just gross snow. I pushed myself to and ended up puking my guts out because I should. Oh, okay. My surgery is on Tuesday morning. So send all the things. Uh-oh. What Max say? Yep. What does being good even mean? I know, right? Okay. So my surgery's at 9:15. Well, I have to check in by 9:15 on Tuesday morning, Eastern Standard Time. So I know my mom is coming. I know. See, that wet snow is just gross, isn't it, Amy? It's gross. I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas, and I want to wish you the very best. Oh, thank you, Michelle, and welcome in, by the way. All right. Continuing on from forgiveness, this couldn't be any more vibrationally appropriate. Grace. 2025. Don't yell at you. Yeah, keep tapping the screen, friends. Keep tapping. I got to 100,000. No, I'm sorry. I got to, what will we get? 500 shares the other night. We got goals, friends. We're only at 81 shares right now. Grace, 600 shares. Yeah, that was awesome. Yes, you're a rock star too, by the way. So share the live. Who needs to hear about grace? Who needs to hear about having grace for others? As we move, again, no matter what you're in America, no matter what your political affiliation is, no matter who you voted for, this is going to be a year of us having grace for the other side, no matter who. Grace means holding space for someone, even if you don't feel like they deserve it. Okay. There's going to be a lot of grace given, slinging. Okay. Yes, Amy, and I'm with you. And that's been part of my journey. Grace. Uh-oh, wait. If Lucas is still listening, I know he's going to come up with grace. She passed away 30 years ago. So having grace. Let me just read this. Grace flows where angels dance in a celestial waltz of healing light. Grace is very healing, not just for you, but for others. Their steps a gentle whisper, mending souls and uplifting spirits with the tender touch of serenity. Yeah, exactly, Brianna. In this divine embrace, we find the strength to extend grace and forgiveness to others and ourselves, creating a harmonious symphony of compassion and renewal. Yes. How do we have grace for not only others, but ourselves? Yes, Lucas, right on cue, my friend. And whether it's political, whether it's just a difference in religious beliefs, right? I have to have grace for people in my community who are Bible thumping, Christians clutches pearls, and will still go on Facebook and like tear everybody else down in a very non-Christian way. How do I have grace for those people? How do I have grace for the spiritual people here on the TikTok world that have done me wrong? How do I have grace for my family who has turned on me, right? How do I have grace for myself as I forgive myself? And sometimes I just say dumb things, right? Sometimes I just say really dumb things. And then as it's coming out and my brain's going, why are you saying that? I have to like take it back, but you can't put words back into your mouth. Graces, play your aces high. I love it. Excuse me. The more I learn to have grace for people, the more I find I grow, even if it hurts. what Lorna said. Also, you guys should follow Lorna. She's just a joy. She doesn't do anything spiritual, but she's a joy. She's created an amazing little community of people who just share and support. And they're just funny. Grace is a big one too. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. How do we have grace for that? Ourselves. Stop beating yourself up. That should be a thing in 2025, that we're not beating ourselves up because we didn't do something or because we did do something. And give other people the grace, right? I struggle with finding forgiveness and grace. How do you move on from that pain? I'm telling you, there is no roadmap to it. There's no 10 box checklist of how to get on. It's honestly a choice, just like happiness is a choice. I think about this a lot. When I was younger, I had no idea how bad we had it for a long time. And I was a pretty happy kid. We had no money. There was 1 year that our social worker, this should explain the early 80s. This should sum up the early 80s in central Indiana, misogynistic, terrible state that I live in. Our male social worker showed up on day before Christmas Eve, like Christmas week one time, brought a bunch of presents and food for us, but also asked my mom on a date. She's a looker, but was totally hitting on her. I don't think he asked her on a date. I don't think he crossed the line. I think he was totally hitting on her though. And so with that kindness came kind of but you know what? I actually liked the guy, and he probably did see my mom was pretty awesome and just crossing the line there, but I don't remember that. I just have the kids' perspective. I remember thinking, what a nice man to bring us cool things. And oh my gosh, now we're gonna have this amazing Christmas. This is so cool. I thought we won the lottery. But then you look at people now that are willing to throw away everything for financial security, because even though they are wealthy, like actual money in the bank, think about it. So going back to grace, how do you have grace for people? And I have good friends that I know that they voted not in the best interest of things, what I would consider in the best interest. And how do I have grace for their decisions? How do I have grace for their perspective and still be friends with them? Same with, again, religious differences. It's a choice. Every time it's a choice. It's a choice to not say anything in that moment, maybe go home and write it down. And if I still feel strongly about it later, maybe have the conversation. Some need something more tangible. Yeah. I was with my husband for 20 years before I finally stepped into my own power. Sometimes it takes people longer to be authentic, to step into that, to have grace for yourself, love yourself enough. And also keep in mind, especially if you're a Gen Xer or Boomer, we were raised that if you loved yourself, you were arrogant. We were arrogant. Right, Carolyn? You have zero grace for someone. It's an awful feeling. It is an awful feeling and that's part of our lessons. How do we change ourselves? And how do we change that awful feeling? How do we address that and go, wow, I just have no tolerance for you whatsoever. There are atrocious people that do not deserve my grace, but I can forgive and move on. I don't have to engage with them. A quote I often refer to. Okay. Things happen for you, not to you. Bam. It is what helps me find grace and forgiveness alike. Yes, Michelle. And well, millennials were too, because you had Gen Xers raising you, right? So so grace is going to be big. It's going to be big. It's how we find our peace, because the person you're angry at, the person you're pissed off at, the person that you're sad about is never going to feel your feelings. It's only you feeling your feelings. So it is a choice. Exactly. Busy taking care of kids, not thinking of yourself. And yes, grace for yourself is a great 2025 plan for all of us. And yes, grace every day for others as we pass beside their energy. Exactly. So when you're raising kids, by the way, you're in survival mode every day of your life until they get to be adults and out of sight, out of mind. And even then, you still worry about them. And you know what, Kim? You have every right to feel that way. You feel every right to feel that way, or have every right. I am too, Tori. Welcome in. I'm glad that you're here as well. Yay! We're over 100. Woohoo! Don't know anything you're doing. Survival mode. Yes, when you're a mom, you're just in survival mode. And some days you say the dumbest things. You're like, wow, that was terrible. Or, oh my God, I sounded like my mom. I just regurgitated things that were programmed in my brain when I was a kid. Survival mode for 18 years and barely filling your cup. And it does happen. That's why women, when their kids get older, finally start going back to and remembering who they were, because we're in a fog for like 20 years or more, especially if you have like multiple years between your kids, all the time waiting till they're older. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Also, I love that your name is Maddie, and that's how my daughter Maddie spells her name. I'll never call her Maddie ever. She's Madison to me because that's what I named her. But everyone else calls her Maddie. All right, next card. What are we doing? So, Spirit has been talking to us about grace, forgiveness, harmonizing, endings. I'm calling her Madison. I hate Maddie. See? It's all right. If I started calling my daughter Maddie, she'd be like, are you sick? What's wrong with you? All right. What else is Spirit saying to us? What follows grace? What comes with grace? In 2025, Dancing Spirit. I kind of love this. This is the name of this, by the way, this is the name of my Oracle deck that you can purchase at my website. I am the legal name Mom. Yeah. My friends, or like other people, call my oldest daughter Jessie. I'm like, no, her name's Jessica, period. But that's because my name is Lorenda, and I never wanted to be called Lori or Laura. But I do have, like, my fun nickname with other people is Ren. Like my husband calls me Ren. If you, oh, I love it. All right. So dance is the hidden language of the soul. So by the way, when I get my knee all fixed and ready to go, I do plan on, I actually had started the process online at my dance studio about doing a spiritual movement class. And then, like, within 2 weeks of me doing that and getting it all set up at my studio online so people could take it online as well as in person, a spiritual movement class, just learning how to be in our bodies and move to music, no judgment zone kind of thing. Then I hurt my knee. So once my knee is healed, then I'm totally offering that class. So anyway, Dancing Spirit. Dance is the hidden language of the soul, a conversation between bodies that expresses what words cannot. When we dance, we connect with the universe. It's in these movements that we find the rhythm of life. Dancing is a whisper of the heart, transcending time and space, making our spirits soar eternally in unison with all that is and ever will be. Dancing Spirit. It's the theme of my deck, the Dancing Spirit Oracle deck. My twin sister went back to her birth name instead of her nickname. I think Laura is beautiful. Yeah. I like my real name. I'm your secret mom, Lucas. That dude kept thinking that I was your mom at the hibachi place. Okay. Dancing Spirit. So Ren is adorable. Thanks, Carolyn. When they are 18, 19, so hard. Mine just got engaged, and this is not easy for. My oldest is married, has a kid. My middle child's like, I'm never having children because she's a school teacher. So she's like, I've got 184 children. I don't need any more. So I think that Spirit had me pull this card so you would all go buy my deck. See what I did? I did that with a straight face. That was funny. I'm funny. So what the heck happened there? All right. Oh my gosh, Kelly, that's crazy. Yeah, my youngest is 21. And so I never did finish my story about Luigi because squirrel moment. Thank you. Looking forward to being part of the next live. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. I'm glad. Oh my gosh. Hold on. We got a spammer over here. We got a spammer. Hang on. Block the user. And delete the comments. We have a scammer over in Facebook land that's trying to tell people to inbox for an accurate reading or spirit message, beloved. So yes, this is all your sign to go purchase my deck. But also, how do we celebrate? You know, how do we celebrate our lives? We go out dancing. We started with dancing, with our authenticity. Let's get to 55,000. We can do it. Go, Yesy, woohoo! And let's get to 150 shares, friends. There's 20 of you in here. Just share with 10 people. And if you swipe out and swipe back in, you can share to a bunch more people then too. Let's see, what's the next message from Spirit? What's our next message from Spirit? Cycles. Okay. And I feel like this is, as we move into 2025, again, we're going to see a lot of cycles ending. So maybe this is the time for you to reflect on the cycles that keep happening. The cycles that keep happening over and over again, because the nines we talked about the end of cycles, but you can't stop something. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, right? So if there are cycles that need to be ending, we need to figure out which ones those are, right? The comment. I think I'm deleting things over here so people can't see the scammer. We hear you yelling from the rooftop, Spirit. Exactly. But also, I just love my cards. I love them. And I think all of you should have them. The cycles of the moon are like a mirror to the soul, revealing hidden truths. As it transitions from darkness to light, we uncover the layers of our inner being. Also, we just had a new moon on New Year's Eve. Yeah, so we are right now manifesting what we want to come into our life, right? Yes, Amy, cycle of hurting others because you were hurt, because your hurt needs to stop. It's huge. Good morning, Virginia. Good to see you. Okay. As it transitions from darkness to light, we uncover the layers of our inner being, illuminating the secrets we hold within. In this celestial dance, each phase of the moon resonates with our spirit's rhythmic flow, guiding us through the steps of self-discovery and enlightenment. So as the new moon, right? We just had new moon, the black moon on New Year's Eve. We come in New Year's Day, setting our intentions, setting our whatever it is you want to call them, reflecting. It's so important to recognize our own cycles. The old dark moon, that's right. Think about all like what 2024 has brought us, like all the craziness that we have been set up for. Oh, thank you, Justice, for being part of my team. Um, what all we experienced in 2024 that's left us all going, what the heck? 2025, year number 9, a lot of things are going to be revealed, uncovered, and that can be cycles, our own cycles. I also feel like you're going to start, as you start recognizing the patterns and behaviors of other people, you're going to be able to have forgiveness and grace for them because you're going to see where it began. Right? So again, we're going back to like the cards that have been in our little, like in a row: forgiveness, grace, nourishing, taking care of ourselves. I love how Spirit's bringing these up in just the right order. What's aura? I don't know why I pulled the card again so fast. So I'm getting like a little bit of a download. So I feel like Spirit's bringing forward aura on the heels of cycles, because we tend to carry, our aura is our etheric body. It's our spiritual body. That's all our aura is. It's our ethereal body. When you're doing energy work, as you are forgiving, as you are finding grace, as you are ending cycles, it is so important to remove the negative energy from your spiritual body. Yes, a psychic pool party sounds fun. So not only are you physically removing things from your life in 2025, how are you cleaning up your spiritual body? How are you removing the negative energy, the negative beliefs? I'm hearing huge things about negative belief system, where your brain goes, listen, I know logically I don't believe that anymore, but there's this weird tingle. How many of you get that? Where your brain logically knows that you shouldn't believe something, or that you know better now, but your body and your spirit still go in that direction. I saw what you did there, Kelly. Quite your dot in your eye is pretty. Oh, thank you. It's my birthmark. Yeah. How many of you feel that? Like, and this is where, if you don't do energy work yourself, find someone who does some energy work. I've got a couple of great resources myself. I actually see an energy healer like once a month. I work with someone. She's fantastic too. I fully believe I was able to heal so much in 2024 because of her. I also do healing for other people through multidimensional channeling, figuring out where it comes from. And I do notice now I'm seeing more of a trend in those sessions that I'm connecting higher self to higher self. They'll show the past life, and they'll show spiritually where that energy is stuck in the aura. It's not even in their like mental mind. It's in their aura. It's in their spiritual body. Yeah. Good. I'm glad I am, Roxanne. It is really cool. And I didn't think I could do it by myself. I thought I had to have a facilitator to do it, and I don't. It's really, really cool. I'm mind blown every time. Every time I do one of those sessions, I am mind blown. And it's just so cool. It's such a cool thing to see and do and experience. It's the only avenue that has helped. And energy, I fully believe in energy work. And yes, we can do energy work for ourselves. But I think it's much harder for us to see the truth about ourselves when we're muddled. You know what I mean? When we're muddled. So there's nothing wrong with believing in other people and having other people help. Just like if you lose someone, for example, and you want to connect to them. Yes, we can all connect to our loved ones on the other side, but you know what? Sometimes we're in grief. Sometimes we can't feel it because we are in grief, and down here vibrationally, see what I did there? Where spirit's up here. So we can't always feel them. So it takes going to a medium sometimes to move through that grief and to be shown the way to move through that grief. Oh, yes, I am pretty good at those darn classes. You should check them out. I won't be putting my schedule up until probably next week. I'm still waiting for a number of things to fall into place before I can actually release my schedule for February. I don't have any classes in January because of my surgery and everything. I got too reliant on having them in pocket to leave for some space for healing. Yes, and that is a big deal. Is that, oh, check it out. Okay, my friend Jamie just popped. I just see her popping in. Hi, sis. I was actually talking about you earlier to someone. Please say hi if you're still in here. You guys all compliment my face and my skin. My person just popped in. I've never seen her pop in a TikTok before. I want you guys to follow her because I use all of her stuff. All of her stuff. It's amazing. All right. Yes, grief has been consuming for 2024. And this is where I do believe that I know I need to take it slowly. I kid you not. So this is what my husband must think a lot of me. He must think I am some superhuman person. Because when I said to him, oh my gosh, there's a whole trend in our local, hi Trish, make sure you guys are following Oracle Trish. She's amazing. All my friends are popping in, and I have like 1 minute left, and I actually have a hard deadline today. I need Dean to take off because I have lunch today at 12:30 with my former stepmom. Oh my gosh, so many things go through my head, and I completely derailed just then. A video with the skincare. Oh, I totally could do that, Jenny Christine. I actually might do that on my Gen X page. I might do that on my Gen X page. Do like a get ready with me kind of video. Yeah. So also I see my friend Julie's I'm in your room, Julie. Oh my gosh, I totally got sidetracked. Okay, so my husband thinking I'm superhuman. So there was this thread started in a local Facebook group with the moms. They're like, how does someone over 40, overweight? I've always wanted to tap dance, and people started tagging me because I have a studio here in our community. And they're like, oh my God, go take from Lorenda. She's amazing. They start tagging me, tagging the studio. Class is now sold out. All these people signed up for it. I can't teach it until February. So my husband's like, you can't just rally. I'm like, I'm having knee surgery on Tuesday, and you think I should just rally and show up the next day? And he was like, well, he really thinks that I should show up to work the day after my knee surgery to teach a tap class. I could do it from a chair. He has no idea. None. And I'm like, you must think a lot of me. So how hard could it be? Exactly. How hard could it be? Meanwhile, that man was in a boot for a while for plantar fasciitis because he won't go to a chiropractor like I told him to over and over again. And it went on for months that he was all like a baby about it. But I'm supposed to have surgery to repair my knee and just rally. I'm like, you're an idiot. What I am going to do though, I know. I was like, you just think we just give birth and start fixing dinner? Like, what the hell? So anyway, all right, friends, I need all of you to send me the good juju. I'm getting ready to go have lunch with my former stepmom. And I believe this is going to be a closing of a chapter. Maybe not for me necessarily, because I feel like I closed a chapter, but I feel like this will be a good maybe chapter closing for her. So send lots of good healing vibes to her and me. And I'm going to do my best to, I'm going to rally. And I'm going to probably still be here next Thursday for Spirit Signs and Sips. I just might not be downstairs. I might be upstairs. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you. Recent age where they would no longer repair my knees. So take your time, Lorenda. Get it right this time. That's what and at 53, they weren't going to actually do this. But because I actually am in really good shape because I teach dance and I'm doing okay. I found a doctor who was willing to do it. So they just have to reshape the meniscus. They said 4 weeks physical therapy. You should be back to 100%. I was like, okay. But I've also been taking care of it since then. Like I've been doing my best. Excellent, Jenny. All right. Don't forget the replays on YouTube and the Book of Faces. Absolutely. So love you all so much. I've got to get going because I'm supposed to go meet her. And I need to let my dogs out before I do that. And I appreciate you so much. And thank you, Yessie, for coming in and helping to manage. And I think Daniel pieced out a while back. And Kim, thank you for helping. All my mods that came in and helped out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I appreciate you all. Happy New Year to everybody. And let's do one more card. Oh, divine balance. Interesting. Divine balance came up. Followed on the heels of balance. So I want you to think about what that means for you. How do you find that divine balance, masculine and feminine energy? So I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for joining in all the platforms. Make sure you're following my other platforms too, just in case we have issues with this going away, right? I don't think we will. Oh, Alicia, you made it just in time for me to leave. So I hope you guys learned something today and you feel inspired to kick off your 2025 in a healing way, understanding that it's going to be a year of endings and chapters closing. And that is okay, because once you do that, you're making room for the things that will help you grow. All right. Thank you so much, friends. I got to go. Keep an eye out. I will not be going live again until next week, more than likely. So lots of love to all of you. Have a great weekend, friends. And if you're local, come see me Saturday on the platform at Camp Chesterfield from 1 to 3. I'm going to be doing messages along with other mediums. And that's usually a small crowd. So pretty much literally everybody that comes ends up getting a reading. So come check it out. All right. Thanks, friends. Have a good one. Bye.